Hello, everyone. My name is Mr. Twitchy. Today's One Piece Reactor. This time, just like it says above me, I'll be reading chapters 1128 through 1130. Very minor spoilers that I've gotten, but I do hear that the last chapter of today's read-through is quite exhilarating. Shout out to Senku from Dr. Stone. But what happened in chapter 1127? Well, I don't know. Long story short, it seems like Nami might be having a shared hallucination. There's definitely some logical discrepancies as it relates to the world around her. We got the first person point of view from her previously, but Luffy is attacking with the wrong gears. The outfits are not staying the same between scenes, and Usopp and also to a lesser extent Nami survived that fall from the top of the Lego castle when they were being chased by the giant King Cat. So let's waste no more time. I want to get into some Undead Unluck on Mugen Eclipse, which is my dual reaction channel with Vonte, later today. So let's not waste any more time. Okay, a very clean color spread to start. Kind of Halloween-esque themed Brook and Chopper on broomsticks. It looks like they're made from bamboo shoots. Zoro in the background, sitting on a dragon. Jinbei literally on a dragon. Luffy moving forward. I love the perspective shot at an angle. Robin looking up with glasses, looking fine. Sanji, Robin Swan. And the Usopp hanging on for dear life. Frankie's got like the chopper, and with Nami ahead of him, that is a mechanized broomstick. All right, and then I do like to read on the double spread, so I'm going to switch back over to that. This can't be a dream. There wouldn't be any men in it. Okay, so at least it's not from Sanji's perspective. What kind of dreams are you having, she says. Here goes, Nami. Time to jump. Ah! Look out, it crumbled again. I woke up on the other side of that town and walked towards all the noise to find him finishing off this huge rabbit. You could have beaten that cat lion, Usopp. It woke me up by eating me. I was freaking out. All right, double spread to start already. So here's what I think. In my view, these are Elbaf warrior clothes that we've been dressed in. But there's no way that Elbaf, the land of the giants, would have clothes our size. So are you saying this is Elbaf, but we've been turned into giants? I mean, this can't be a real tree. I think there were people in town. We gotta ask around to get to the bottom of this. Pardon me. Look how huge it is. We'll never reach the sea at this rate. You're right. Let's go into town. If others from the crew are here, it's probably not all of them. How can you tell? Robin's not turning up on the me radar. You're a dog now? Sniff. Okay, let's go ask for help. Adventure! Woohoo! Why are you so excited about this? Have you not noticed how freaky this place is? We're out in the wide open and there isn't even any breeze. Ah, cheer up, Nami. You've still got me. All right, single page spread. Riding a grasshopper? Okay. Huh? Something's coming. Huh? What? Ew. Yeah, gross. Wow. Easy. That's so cool. It's a grasshopper. You guys new around here? Ah, no bugs. Who are you, man? Where are we? You seen our crew? That's a lot of questions. Sorry, I'm in a hurry. No time to sit around and talk. but I can tell you this. All of this vast land you see belongs to the sun god. God? I serve the ruler of Big Stein Castle, Mr. Iscat. Huh? There's a person at the castle? No, it's a cat. Oh, sorry, I actually just... You might call this the land of the gods. I should be leaving now. I'm sure the needle god hedgehog is looking for its food. I'm running a bit late to feed it because the ear god, a giant rabbit, was found burned to death near the town. If you're hungry, you should go into town to get your fodder. Whistle, 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 whistle. This is funny. And let me warn you, you must never venture in the other direction from the castle. Huh? Why not? The sun god's temple is there, guarded by vicious soldiers. None have ever approached the temple and returned alive to speak of it. Oh no, don't say it like that. Uh-huh. Get back here. Hey man, thanks for all the advice. Oh, and sorry for everything. Teehee. Huh? Vicious soldiers, huh? Luffy acts that way because he feeds off of your energy. You should be ashamed. Huh? Rubble? I smell adventure. Vicious soldiers. Gods. Wait, Luffy. Dum 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 dum. There's so much space. No homes around here? Huff, huff. How long does this path go for? Is it just me, or does that castle look just like the other? Something's running this way. He's wearing Elbath clothes too. Whatever, I'll just dodge and run past him. A mirror-like enclosure. Double spread again. Bang! What the? The sky just cracked. What just happened? Huh? Ah! Look, the sky is splitting over by the temple. But also on the other side. What's happening here? The kingdom is in chaos today. Huh? So, wait. What does this mean? This is clearly a giant-sized room. We're not inside the Elbath ship, right? Yeah, they had no cabins like this one. What's this netting? If there are giants on the other side, then we're nothing but pets in an enormous cage. Oh no. Hey, what was that noise? Are you on my side? Please come and save me! Chopper crying. I'm so happy to see you guys. Aw, poor Chopper, you're safe now. And I couldn't get the collar off because the metal was too hard. Is he collared? And I thought I was gonna die. So these are human-sized clothes in a giant's room. Are they supposed to be like dolls' clothing? Yeah. Now you owe me one. Huh? Hey, you were crying at the start too. Look at these though. Is this sun god a super delicate artisan or what? It's all blocks. Yeah, that's what the kingdom was made of. When we roasted that rabbit, the nasty smell it made had to be from the synthetic resin burning along with it. Okay, so this is giving me a lot of Dressrosa vibes. Just look at that. The edges were mirrors that made the scenery seem to go on forever. Oh, it's see-through. But from this side, it just looks like glass. What is it? Some kind of magic mirror? Nami, I call dibs on the next shift cleaning the woman's crack. Don't you dare try to install those, sir. That's illegal. Oh, Sanji. So basically, some giant with poor taste decided to build a kingdom of blocks and toss a bunch of humans and animals in to see what happens? Yeah, it's creepy. But does that mean we're already in Elbaf? A giant's house inside the land of giants? Woo, we're here already? All right. But we don't know that for certain. All we know is that a giant did this. We need to get outside to be sure. Where's everyone else? Let's get out before the giant comes back. We should go back to town, pardon me, to ask for info, just in case. This person might be a weirdo, but we want to avoid friction with the giants, if at all possible. Got that, Luffy? Don't. Okay, but can I at least beat this one up? Destroy it! Squeak, squeak. Down there, mice. And a raven. Overhead. Are these the temple soldiers? What about this place looks temple-ish to you? If you've already eaten a rabbit, then you might as well whoop these other animals. Rah! Yeah! Okay, this guy looks like a shaman. Stop playing around, you guys. Just finish it off. If the sun god comes back now... Puff, puff. That's too much, Luffy. I wasn't the one who spread the fire from the hearth. Kachak. What? My sacred temple. Yeah. This is a very interesting development we have here. Look out, Luffy. The sun god's back. We gotta run. Gah! Mugen. Gumu gumu. Swoop swoop. Dawn Pistol. Alright, got Conqueror's Haki to the snake. Gow. Hilmergarder. Hurry, Luffy. That giant seems especially huge. Ting. And it looks creepy. Alright, going back to the double spread to end the chapter. Oh, wow. Bonk. It's saying, I'll get you for this. Wow. Duly noted. Anyway, look at this. Wow. I didn't find anything worth money, but... Huh? Are those the plans to the Block Kingdom? Meaning a map? Here he comes. Ooh. How dare you bring ruin upon my kingdom? Hold on tight, folks. If we run straight, we should hit another mirror. Break through that and the wall behind it, and we'll be outside. Yes, time to escape. Oh no, the sun god is in a divine fury. You shall not escape. This kind of gives me like childlike vibes. And no, it's not just because they said dollhouse, but because the face of this extra large giant is behind a mask or behind a skull antler thing. It makes it seem like they are almost petulant, like a child would be if things do not go their way. Seems like a spiteful god. Alright, we got 2 viewers in here. Welcome. If you are watching, feel free to say something in the chat. I'm going to get a quick swig of water, and then I'll be right back. Pardon me if I kind of sound like I get choked up a little bit. I got some sinus issues going on this morning. Okay, but let's get into the next one. So chapter 1129, Live Dolls. She's got the kunai thrown out. Ogre Child, Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 16, Ninja Training at Amigasa's Village. Okay. Go! Master Sun God, please quell your anger. Look over there. Flames through the cracks in the sky. The kingdom is doomed. The world is ending. You live dolls will pay for what you did to my temple and to my pets. I mean to my servants. Yeah, this is definitely a child. It's also giving me like Shirahoshi vibes, unironically. Why is that guy so freaky? God, he looks more like a demon. The town, look out for the slope. So this is all made out of blocks, huh? Jump, Neko. Meow. Ah, Lord Ishkat. Hey, if he put in all the work to build this, then we gotta split without busting it up. Meow. What did I just say, Neko? Wait, Ishkat. Why are you helping them? Meow. Is this a double spread too? Yes, it is. Hitching a ride on this cat took us to the end of the world in no time. Huh? No, it keeps going and going and going and going and going. Sorry. I told you, Luffy. Just look at the schematics for this count. Hey! Toss. Don't worry, I memorized it. Whoa. Look over there, Luffy. You can see the mirror door from earlier. Oh, you're right. And on second look, the clouds are just cotton fluff hanging from the ceiling. It might look huge to us, but to a giant, it's just a regular old room. Exactly. And because all the walls are mirrors, no wonder the scenery seems to go on forever. So this begs the question, how long have these giants been living in this kingdom? I want to say, was it the City of Ember? I remember reading a book back in grade school to where humans lived underneath the surface of the planet for a number of years, and it was after a number of generations that they finally decided to escape the city, because I think they were running low on like resources to actually light up underneath the surface of their town. So how long have these giants been living here? We'll see. So we'll reach the end in no time. We'll just have to keep going straight. All right, a little diagram. Okay. We're already halfway across this so-called kingdom. I see. So you have seen the schematics, and now imagine you have figured out this world, have you? Yeah, it's like a net. Yet this was originally a holding cell for giants. A net? Is it just me, or is he talking a bit like a samurai? Samurai. It was built to prevent giants from escaping. It matters not if you reach the wall, for you will never break through it. There is only a dead end. Diff-foo-foo-foo-foo. Come on, cat, you're supposed to dodge that. What happened to Lord Ishkat? Who's that riding on him? Just keep moving. Right. Slice. I'm trying to see like what this... I can't really interpret what's going on with this panel, page 7 of 1129, next to Zoro. Was that a fire slice? I don't know. I'll just have to keep going back. But I think Sanji kicked, Zoro sliced. I can't tell if Luffy did anything or not. It's a little... It's not Oda's cleanest artwork, is what I'm trying to say. They broke through the metal wire? No matter. The cruel and violent ear god awaits them ahead. Ah! Oh, mighty sun god. We have some bad news about the ear god. Nani? It was mysteriously burned to death earlier today. The sight was heartbreaking and more than a little ominous. Just before bizarre cracks appeared in the sky. It was an accursed day. Herg! They defeated it? Bacana! That was a vicious, carnivorous rabbit. My glut bunny? We found it! Like that! Defufufufufu! Defufufufufu! Lovely! Subarashi! This too is how the world works. A story without a script, unfolding in my little walled garden. Little garden. Good callback. Alright, got a tattoo on that guy's arm. I underestimated them. They are most exciting after all. Defufufufu. Now the world I created has developed its own evil and its own heroes. History is being written before my eyes. This is the charm of my little live dolls, the mini world that belongs only to me. This might be our only chance. The way out is open to us. Let's flee while we can. Tell all the others. What's he laughing about? Oh, Luffy, that was funny. Now dance and struggle in my palm. Harujin may accept you, but I do not. So what is your move? Friend of Harujin? Interesting. Special attack, Green Star. Skull Blast Grass. Whoa! Crack, crack, crush. No good. It only broke the mirror. That wall is really tough. Okay, I got this one. Defufufufu. Good. Yes. Yes. This pleases me. Helpless dolls fighting back against fate. Best story ever. Part of the world is despair and hopelessness, and part of history is defeat and disappointment. This guy or girl is so chunabyo, like emo. It's just over the top dramatic. The tragic folly of the week, and yet so brave, a real tear jerker. I am so glad to have you in my collection. Ultra rare Luffy, ultra rare Zolo, ultra rare Nami, ultra rare Usopp. Wait, how does he know who we are? Ultra rare Sanji, ultra rare Chopper. What does he mean, ultra rare? Time to bust open a hole. Mini Gear 4? Ooh, that's new. I like that. Hey, Usopp, natural disasters aren't anyone's fault, right? I mean, sure, earthquakes, floods, lightning. You can't blame those on anyone. Well, I think we've been through plenty of enough terror for one day. I'm sick of this guy. I get it, but I don't want to anger the giants. I know how you feel, Nami. I feel that same rage towards this jerk. I just can't get the thought out of my mind of him changing your clothes. Boy, have you lost your mind? 'Cause I'll help you find it. Shout out to The Office. I won't rest until I crush him to bits with my foot. You mustn't do that, Sanji. I wouldn't worry, though. He'll get his divine retribution. Mugen, what have you brought me this time? Caw! Oh, the sunny new. Wait, this is the Straw Hat crew. Caw! The pirates? Oh, okay, little flashback. So, This, I think, was outside before he donned the mask, because it looks like a male here at the bottom. They picked up the Thousand Sunny when it was connected to the Elbaf ship, flew it over to wherever he was. He then plopped it inside of his little playpen. The giant pirates were sailing out to escort them back. Don't they realize what happened? They seem very deep asleep. Did they pass through the sleeping mist on the route to Egghead? Defufufufu. When I heard that Harajin had cast aside his dignity and become his henchman, I was furious. Are you insane? Not at all. Does that make me, as a member of the new giant pirates, a henchman too? An almighty warrior of Elbaf, subservient to some tiny human? Has he no pride? Look, just look at this tiny, frail figure. But Nami here, Defufu, she's my Oshi. Oops. I need you to go back to sleep. He put them back to sleep. And when you wake up again, Defufufu, you'll simply go missing to the rest of the world. Instead, you'll be stuck in here with me, struggling to get free. I will not serve you. You will serve me. Alright, I thought that was a double page, but it's just a single page. Are you ready, Zeus? What is that? I never made that. I'm positively crackling, Nami. Take it away. Lightning blast. Ah! Nani, the sun god. Alright, double spread to end the chapter. I hate to leave, but we gotta go. So long, Kingdom of Blocks. Gumu Gumu, outside at last. Take that, giant perv. Please let it be Elbaf outside. Shwip. Meow. Kong gun. Yeah, we're outside. Ha ha. Huh. Just a weirdo. Defufu is definitely a weirdo. But he seems to be a friend of Harajin, which is, that's pretty cool and all. But he seems even taller than Harajin, because he was keeping giants in this playpen. We can't see his face because he's got a scarf. So is he perhaps more giant-blooded or like pure-blooded than maybe some of these other giants? All right, let me get something to drink and I will get into 10:30 next. I'm actually pretty glad that I let these chapters build up a little bit, because we're moving along slowly, but I definitely still feel that One Piece is better on a binge. This guy's just a little quirky. He reminds me of, aesthetics-wise, Kabaji from Orange Town. Oh my god, that takes me back. Mixed with, like... Who else has been like, I don't know. That's like the first thing that he reminded me of, but I do love the design aesthetic for whatever he's going with for this sun god. I just hate the fact that he's keeping these giants here. Well, are these giants or are these regular people? Have we seen the Straw Hats interact with these? Because these are regular giants, right? I think so. All right, I'll look back at that later, but let's get into chapter 1130. Okay, the Accursed Prince. So if you guys saw the title of this stream, you will know that I am pretty... Oh, son of a nutcracker. Who is stealing the sword? Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 17. Sword got stolen during nap time. Bruh, you cannot be serious. Listen up, warriors of Elbaf. The search is over. What? To make a long story short, we searched and we searched and we didn't find nothing. But we know they're alive. They're alive and well, so thanks for trying so hard to find them for us. It really warms my heart. Yes, let's wait for them in Elbaf. We're all heading for the same place. Indeed, my shark network didn't turn up anything either. Talking about another callback. We're just grateful that you went to such lengths to search. Plus, we're out of food. No point to any of this if you all have to starve in the process. I see. Well, if their own crew says so, they're fine. That seals it. Steer us back to Elbaf, boys. Rah! Ga ba 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 ba. Ga 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 ga. Rah! Woo! Reading 3 chapters of One Piece, though, man, kind of gets that tickle in your throat. Pause. All right, let's toast to our safe return. We're out of food and drinks, Captain. Yeah, it's huge. Look at this tree. How many thousands of years old is it? Wow. Whoa. Okay, so it's like an actual castle. What am I looking at on this page? Goodness gracious. Are they all like this? So big. Is that a mountain? Brr, it's freezing. Look how long this rope bridge is. Wait a minute. It's so vast, I feel like I'm getting dizzy just looking at it. Oh? Hide! There are giants coming down the bridge. Creak, creak. Okay. Got Goldberg and Gerd. New giants pirates. Doctor, new giant pirates, cook. Ooh. Why did Harajin have to bring that weirdo onto the crew? Oh, well, that's because he's a good navigator. Well, I hate him. Loki's not the shame of Elbaf, it's him. That's only going to make Roto happier. You saw it, didn't you, Piper? His crow was carrying a little boat in its mouth. Ooh. Intruders have to be caught, of course, but Roto Kradish intruders all on his own. I don't know what kind of accent I'm supposed to do for that guy. I'm gonna give it kind of like a Swedish lisp application. Tell me if you guys like it, don't like it. I'm flexible either way. Hi, Luffy. They seem nice. No, stop. I'm going to find them and tell Chief Jarul about this. Did you hear that, people? They said the name Elbaf. We've got to be there. I didn't know there were giants so beautiful. Hey, you guys, we're... Oh. They said intruders get caught. Did I imagine that? I think so. Clang, clang. Roto, are you there? Whoa, it shakes a lot. It's so long. Oh, okay. So I did get spoiled on this panel. I didn't know that I did. I saw Luffy just like chilling on top of a rope. We gotta hurry. If those giants come back, there's nowhere to hide. A giant-sized bridge means every step is a pit to avoid. Don't worry, Nami. I used to balance on ropes all the time. I'm good at this. It's a trial fit for a brave warrior. The forest below is packed with giant wolves. What's up, Luffy? Can you feel that too? Something's tingling. Well, I'm not going. Then I'll grab. And neither are you. You're not setting foot in any forest in the entire world. It's whoever I heard roaring back in the Block Kingdom, I think. You guys keep going across the bridge. What? Hops off. What are you doing, Luffy? Be brave, Usopp! Where are you going? It's all wolves down there. I love the snow, guys. If I could choose to live in a snow area for my entire life, I would. What does it say? We attacked Egghead? Yes, that was in the morning paper. Why would they lie about us? It's too tiny to see. I'll read it for you. The giant pirate crew returns after a century of slumber. With Emperor Straw Hat Luffy, they set the seas around Egghead aflame. The captains of the giant pirate crew, Broggy the Red Ogre and Dory the Blue Ogre, are each worth a bounty of 1.8 billy berries. We have bounties? 1.8 billion? I didn't think we were back in action. You were each at 100 million back in the day, right? That's a big jump. Of course, inflation, that's what we're talking about, Oda. Inflation means the currency value has changed a lot in 100 years. That seems appropriate for an Elbaf warrior chieftain now. Meanwhile, our captain is the culprit who murdered Vegapunk. Nani? Another masterclass in lies and distortions. So he killed me, didn't he? Shut up. You know he was protecting you to the end. When was this picture taken? At some point in Egghead, I'm sure. The World Economic Journal has people everywhere. They'll pay good money for photographs. This is like... Alright, let's start a dialogue, as Charles Barkley once said. This was an issue. I say an issue, it's not a big deal per se. This was an issue I had with how Wano was handled at the end, and they got Luffy's Gear 5 picture in the papers initially. Because apparently that CP0 member survived, like he was jelly underneath Kaido's bonk stick. It's like, whatever. Oda just wants to do this to update the pictures, update the bounties. I don't care. It's just a little like, really? That's what we're doing? When Luffy turns into his free form, does this mark appear on his arm? Oh, okay. So this is actually a message from Vivi. They are the only ones that will know what that means. Robin was not to be on the crew yet. Oh, and all of these guys weren't on the crew yet. Okay, so that's definitely a seed for a later point that will be eventually watered and sprout. Well done. I really like that. Does it? He's usually moving around so much I've never gotten a good look. It seems unnatural to me. His hand is blurred, but that mark is crystal clear. Strange detail to focus on. It just seems familiar to me. Amazing to think that Straw Hat's considered equals with red hair now. We had this youngster named Harujin on our crew. I hear he's your follower now. Yammer, 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 yammer. He's the son of a king too, you know. Was a real temptress brat, though. He was he? He's a prince? Prince Harujin? Did we know that? I don't remember that. They wanted to come get you too, but in the end, it was only us old-timers because of a bit of trouble back in Elbaf. Trouble? It happened while the captains were away. You see, in Elbaf, the king had another official child, known as the Accursed Prince. He committed all manner of evil acts and was sentenced to crucifixion a few years back, but nearly escaped his punishment. It took all of our warriors to get him under control. All the giant warriors of Elbaf together? What his name happened to be? Yeah, he's got a few screws loose. his desperate desire for a legendary devil fruit passed down through the royal Elbaf line, led him to kill his father, King Harold, and eat the fruit. The next time that Loki, the accursed prince, is unleashed, the world will be brought to ruin. He is the shame of Elbaf. Double spread. Wah! I was somewhat spoiled on this, but thankfully I blurred my eyes crisscross style. He looks kind of raw on this page. Name yourself. I'm Luffy, the man who will be king of the pirates. King? Where am I? Who are you? Alright, so what's his devil fruit? He's got... Are those horns? Or is that his cap? He also might have like some Mangekyo Sharingan. Okay. This is Warland Elbaf's Kingdom of Warriors, the most powerful nation in the world, which once lived and breathed warfare. It's shaking! And I am the sun god who brings the world to an end, Loki. Alright. Welcome to the stream, Vonte.
Yo. Hey, Odo's in his bagger with that art. We haven't seen that in a long time. Those kind of panels for the that page and the LBAF page from the last one.
So I'm guessing those are sea stone chain links.
Yep.
And he's been wrapped around the Yggdrasil tree.
So I have a little theory on this devil fruit. I think this devil fruit is it has to do with obviously like sun stuff, but I think it has to do with like maybe taking energy from like nature, or giving energy. So that's why a few chapters ago, wasn't it some giants that were saying that the sun god's going to save us from when the tree was burning or whatever?
True, but what's his name? Rodo? I think he was pretending to be the sun god.
No, I'm talking about Loki.
Did they say that Loki was going to save them?
Well, they said the sun god, but he claims himself as the sun god.
Well, no, I know he's claiming himself here, but I'm saying like with Rodo, that like wizard man who's playing dress-up dolls with the straw hats.
Yeah, I'm not talking.
Also proclaim himself as the sun god.
Yeah, but he's on bullshit. I think he's more on bullshit than Loki is. I mean, technically Loki's on bullshit too, but I feel like there's a obviously it's more. I mean, the fact that he even killed his dad to get whatever legendary devil fruit, whatever. I think that if he does have a devil fruit that is like a sun motif, that it has something to do with energy or nature energy, like receiving energy or giving out energy. And the fact that he's around the tree, I don't know, I'm just thinking of how that there's a connection here. Like, why put him by the tree? Is he like kind of supporting? Is he forced to essentially provide life or energy to the country?
So we are essentially at the base of Yggdrasil, and this is a very snowy environment. What if it is a heat or like a polar vortex type of devil fruit? Because I don't think that normally, and I could be wrong, because this is a big enough tree to be its own ecosystem to where I could foresee different climates in different parts of Yggdrasil. But it doesn't seem like this is normally, you know, like the type of environment that we should find ourselves in. So like his devil fruit may also be the reason why there are like ice or stalagmites, stalactites, whatever, around like the base of the tree. Like he might be killing Yggdrasil just by being there.
I think it can go either way. Because when I see the ice and see him saying, "Oh, I'm the sun god," cold, hot. Oh, let's keep him at bay. We got the sea prism cuffs on him, with chains all around him.
Mm-hmm.
and he's right here for the. So I don't know. It's interesting. Sherman sent me something funny yesterday. He found it. I think it was on Reddit. Somebody said, "What if Loki has he actually has the real Gomu Gomu no Mi fruit, and he thought he was getting
Hmm.
the Sun God fruit, and he ended up getting what we thought
Damn.
Luffy had." That would be hilarious.
So,
Oda
do
would do
we
something like
know where the Nika Nika fruit was before Who's Who was
that. Nah,
transporting it?
hell no.
So, could we assume then that there was a swap of the Nika Nika and the Gumu Gumu devil fruits? Because it said that this was a legendary devil fruit passed down through the Elbaf royal line. All the giants, even like the end of Egghead up until now, they've recognized Luffy's like white hair design. So I'm
Hmm.
guessing that there might have been portraits of
Oh, I see
the
what you're
kings
saying.
of the past that have had the
Yeah.
white hair. So this could have been a dastardly type. I actually like that theory. I like that
You
theory
know
a
what? I
lot.
think it might be true because that makes because I was always wondering why the Giants are so big on Nika. Like even before we
Mm-hmm.
came here, Dory and
Yeah.
Brahi, they were talking about it, and then once we got here, we had other Giants immediately talking about that. And yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Hmm.
And let's take it a step further. If we assume that
Dory
Usopp
boy.
will meet
Oh.
his ill fate here, he knows exactly how to fight Luffy because he's done it before. Even though Loki does seem to be, a giant among giants, Usopp has a chance. If he knows what type of adversary that he's fighting against, he can come up with a plan.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I am not like if Usopp does do great, but it doesn't even look like it's built up to that. And I know we're really early in LVAP still, but
You
I
don't
don't
think so?
trust Oda for Usopp. I'm really
Mm.
losing a lot of hope on Usopp.
Why? Because I know that previously we are really high on that, like as Elbaf started. Is
Even
there like a
still,
specific like line that he's had, or like?
that's the point. He hasn't had any like real. And I know, like once again, we are still really early, but like I feel like there's no focus on him. If anything, he seems more like how
Mm-hmm.
he's playing a role like how Sanji is playing right now, just doing this gag or whatever, or like Chopper. Just he's very normal. He's not standing out at all. I know we're only a few chapters into Elbaf, and this is like the first one where we're actually in Elbaf. But I hope I hope Oda does something. But even looking at Lowkey, I mean, watching that panel and say, "Oh no way, oh no way, Usopp's not doing that. Oh no way." Loki looks a little
He looks like Luffy antagonist energy.
exactly, literally. Um, It's funny because Luffy's literally going to release him, and then he's going to realize, oh shit, damn, I shouldn't have
Shouldn't have
done
done
that.
that.
Oh. But he looks really cool though. I'm surprised Oda really be fooling people. First, we thought he was going to look more or less like how the silhouette was, and now we seem like, oh shit, this is one of the coolest designs.
Yeah, I got spoiled on this panel, like the fact that it exists. I thought going into this read through for today that it was kind of a similar esque type of design as the Gorosei, because I saw like the
Mhm.
horns, I saw like the white fluff, his hair, or like his, I guess, jacket, cape. It does look very reminiscent of said Gorosei. But yes, if that is definitely the case with the Gumu Gumu no Mi and the Nika Nika no Mi being swapped, this is definitely giving me Luffy antagonist vibes more so than Usopp's.
And then there's a connection with Shanks too, with having the fruit, and then him with the Giants.
Oh
There's
yeah,
more
yeah,
connections, I guess,
yeah.
all around. Um,
I will ask you this though, now that it's top of mind. What do you think of the? There were inconsistencies a few chapters ago. I think the last one I read was 1127. That was not today. To where like Luffy was calling out like the wrong names of attacks. Because this seems like him now. I don't think that we're still in illusion because we've broken
no,
out of that little playpen. So what do you think was the reasoning? Was like Oda just Was he high? Like I
I
don't
think it
quite
might have
get.
been the illusion thing, like just showing how like discombobulated they all are.
But
And it's
him
easier to
saying the
show
wrong
illusion.
names of his attacks.
Exactly. I think he just disillusioned. And that was
Hmm.
kind of because that was very on the nose. I feel like I don't think Oda would. No, none of us would mess that up.
Hmm. I also like the introduction of Harajin. He's been recruiting these
Yeah,
giants pretty hard. So we
and I
have at
guess he's
least
brothers with
three
Loki
other. Um.
because he's
Yeah.
a prince too.
Well, it said he was the son of a god. So in that regard, I don't think Usopp's gonna stay behind. If anything, Harajin might stay behind for the time being until they need him in the final war.
The
I
Harsh
guess
sucks.
Usopp
That's
could
dope.
also, stay by too. But
We needed that from Luffy's Grand Fleet. We needed them to be more notable, and they have been relatively cool. Like we've seen Leo and Sai what they did at
mm-hmm.
the Holy Land.
Yep,
Um, obviously
the reverie.
Barto. No telling what's going on with Barto if he's dead or alive, but that happened. So yeah, it's cool to see in that. And it's cool that he wanted to become a navigator, and I guess didn't want to be the next in line for the throne or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also, I noticed something. I think it was after I recorded, but I looked at Loki. Do you think that Loki is the man with the eye patch?
He could be.
And the only reason why I say this because yeah, we are in the final saga stretch of One Piece, and he seems like a very notable character, which I think that was the whole point with Oda. And he said he always wanted to draw him for a long time. He looks cool as hell. Um, and yeah, I don't think those are bandages. I don't think anybody's there putting bandages on him, so I definitely think it's eye patch.
King ain't no chump. Like I think the king put up a fight and may have injured him. So yes, it could be the man with the eye patch, but I could also see that as kind of like a sealing technique
Hmm.
because what other reason would you have to bandage up the horn? Like the horn
Right.
on his I thought maybe it was a
I think
part
it's
of the
his
cap.
helmet.
So why would he bandage that up though? That seems a little strange, right?
Let me see it again.
It's like the panel that we first see Loki. Like his horn is bandaged up, but I don't really get that.
I wasn't sure if I thought it was just like wrapped around it, but let me see.
I don't think so.
Shout out to Dorian Broggy getting them bounties up 1.8 billion.
Mm-hmm. Inflation. I cannot.
Oh, I see what you're saying right there. I didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
Well, I get maybe. I mean, he is quote unquote a curse since birth, so I mean, he's a demon. Now you see why I said, oh yeah, the Dolphin category in the thumbnail makes sense. Really, it was just the energy, the Dolphin type energy in the
Mm.
category in terms of just the coolness. That's why I said it wasn't really any relevance for real, but
I thought that they would have, just like pulled up on Blackbeard and like a cover story or something, since
uh,
he's got pudding. But no, they were not even in these. Hmm.
this is also one of the reasons that sparked up my Kaido rant again. I was talking to Sherm, just because like you introduce Loki, you practically know. I mean, aside from backstory stuff, you already like understand his vibe. He already has this thing where he claims to be Nika. Kaido started the Joy Boy stuff way later, after wanting to kill himself and all that stuff. It was just,
It
I
seemed
just
like
can't help but to
this is
compare.
being done right, whereas like Kaido
Yeah,
was a instruction map on how not to do it.
I just can't help but to compare. Kaido is literally Greg Oden.
God,
Would have been a monster in.
potential man.
Yep.
Okay, so here's a question: are the individuals in that cage, are they actually giants or are they like mini giants? Because for whatever reason Roto seemed abnormally large. he seemed like a giant amongst giants. Like, based on the interaction that I can see with this, like, grasshopper and, like, the straw hats, he doesn't look like I would think a giant looks like. So are these pretend giants? Are they giants that have been shrunk due to, like,
I was thinking that they were
malnutrition?
shrunk. Just because he's been playing with them like toys, or playing with people like toys.
So are they,
he
like,
did something like that.
malnourished?
Maybe.
Huh.
Or they could
And is
be
that
mixed breed.
maybe how, like, I was gonna say, like, Buccaneer blood? Is that how Buccaneers, let's just say, mate with other, or that's how giants created Buccaneers in the first place?
I never even thought about how the size difference.
That's just,
I never thought about it. What the fuck?
yeah. That's a kind of
Got a new viewer.
like I was gonna say that's kind of like a you know, what do they call those writing, like fan writings,
Fanfics.
you know, fanfics. That's something for the fanfics.
You have a new commenter on the stream.
Welcome, Gogi. Welcome. It's good to see you here. Just Vonte and I chatting about 11:28 through 11:30. I'm
But
just
yeah, the
going
binge
back
was
through a couple of
the
them.
better decision.
Yeah.
This is a cliffhanger. We're on break. We're on break.
So, like, Roto's weird. Like, are they wearing heels? It looks like they're wearing heels, but then it kind of looked more masculine when the face was shown.
I mean, doesn't category literally wear heels? Like,
I mean,
not like high
it's
heels,
not
but
like
heels.
unheard of, but yes.
Dofi, or no, Dofi doesn't wear. He wears those.
Flats.
Yeah, this is because I'm thinking about like the clicking every time he walks.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy, yeah, him right there, yeah, him and Dofi, they'll be friends. They actually did the same shit. They both killed their father. They both got this weird, just evil energy. What's wrong with them, man?
I mean, you
Loki
gotta be
seems like
like pretty deranged to kill your father. Like, there's gotta be some really bad blood there.
Yes, and this fool seems to be very, very, very strong. Obviously.
Take a look at page 5 of chapter 1129 for a second.
Page 5.
At the bottom, where it is showing a diagram of their in capture, I noticed this while reading. I didn't mention anything because I wanted to save it for the discussion. Doesn't that look like a tattoo that we've seen before, the way that the snake is formed? Because the snake was laid out after Luffy punched it. But it looks like a tattoo that I've seen, and maybe like I just started recently rereading One Piece. Like, I think that was on the arm of like a pirate, maybe Red Hair's crew, Shanks's crew. I'll have to see if I can find it and send it to you, but the resemblance is uncanny. So I was thinking, it's like Oda, he did like a direct callback to like chapter 1. That's pretty crazy.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, so I'll take a screenshot of that while I remember it, but it just seemed odd that he would, make it all neat and tidy when that snake just got laid out.
Unless that's just like a
maybe a callback.
When like
rigor mortis.
Like the typical. No, it was like the typical, like cartoonish, like like
of a snake.
turkey in a cartoon, like when it's cooked and you see like the bone, like
yes, yes.
It's just like, oh yes, boom, like just. So when the snake is dead, it just looks. I don't know. Maybe that's just like a standard look. I guess he likes to go with, but it could be that.
Okay, and then my next question was going to be: are these actual animals, or are they resin depictions of animals that are brought to life?
I
Because
have
they
no
said something
clue.
about like the smell was like a little like gross when they cooked it.
Mm.
I don't remember where that was from, but hmm. I love the
Free
laugh.
him. He did nothing wrong. No, don't free him.
Free my mans. Free my mans. No, don't
Not
free your
free him.
mans.
Luffy's going to free him.
Of course. You look strong.
Yes.
At this point, Vonte, I have my preference, but I guess I'll ask you. Do you want someone to be noticeably stronger than Luffy as an adversary? Or do you think that Luffy is kind of reaching like the upper tier at the moment?
Well, he still has a few people that I think noticeably stronger than him.
True, but I'm saying like right here, right now, like it's just so convenient that I think Loki is stronger, noticeably
Oh yeah.
stronger than Luffy.
I think it would be more like obviously a strength, like a brute strength. It's probably
Mm-hmm.
stronger. I was call him like a Kaido, like this is Luffy. This would be because I still think overall Kaido is still stronger than Luffy,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that this guy is probably like at Luffy's level based on him having the devil fruit, being the giant. Um, Shit, he probably got Conqueror's hockey. I mean, look, like he's
But we did get confirmation a giant with a devil fruit, and then also if they have Conqueror's hockey, like that is an
yeah,
adversary to almost end all adversaries.
yep. This might be Luffy's. I'll say for right now, this might be his in a while, like his most even match from the beginning to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from like him growing his strength during the fight, I think this is like he's going to match him completely. And then obviously, if he does end up beating him or Usopp, whatever the case may be, then that's when he'll go higher. Because realistically, I feel like Luffy's around like Kizaru's level.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite at a Kainu level. I think Kuzan is just a bad matchup for him based on the elementals. Well, I say that Luffy hasn't really used Red Rock versus
No, yeah.
Kuzan, so there could be a type advantage there. But I think generally speaking, Luffy is not a good matchup for Kuzan.
In terms of where Luffy is at, he's probably like number 8 or 7. I'd say Dragon narratively should be
Emu, Akainu,
Emu,
those
Shanks,
three for sure.
Mihawk, Kuzan, Akainu. Yeah. Like
He's
Blackbeard,
around
I
that area.
guess. Him and Blackbeard, I think they're both
Yeah.
basically tied narratively. Like it's kind of hard to quantify it because we see them doing different things at different times, but they ultimately do kind of the same stuff. Like I don't know. And Captain Buggy, of course. Like, why did I forget him? Like, what? Come on, Captain Buggy is just like that, bro.
Is there any design aesthetics that the owl that was on Gerd's arm shares with Lafitte?
Shares with Luffy?
Lafitte.
Oh, Lafitte.
Because remember I told you I saw a theory a while back that he had a mythical devil fruit of like a hypnotic owl. Like what type of wings does Lafitte have? It's been a while since I've seen him fly. Does it look like the owl or no?
Let me see that again. The owl.
I don't think so.
Lafitte. Where your wings at, man? Damn, I can't see.
I think it's chapter
Oh, it's white.
1130. Yeah.
Lafitte's wings are white. They're
Are they white? I thought they
yeah,
were black.
no, they're white.
Oh goodness. I don't remember
Wings
up from
fame.
down.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm scared of Lafitte.
He's going to be a problem. He
He
is
really is.
self-sufficient on his own.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't. He's the type of character that would be like the last one standing aside Blackbeard. Like every villain group has that one person
Is he
that's
the vice captain? I think that he is, right?
No, I think he's like they say he's like the captain of like the sixth ship or seven or something like that. But Blackbeard's still.
Does he have a vice captain?
Nah, he's just the Titanic captain thing. Yeah, but he do be doing the work though, putting in that work.
I did like the little inside type of almost throwback to what's it 3D 2Y that they did through the newspaper with Vivi and Luffy. Yep. And all of those Straw Hat members are not reading that newspaper.
That's
that
hilarious.
Oda, you know exactly what you're doing.
This is dope though. Us finally getting introduced to Loki. Yeah, Lola, I see why you didn't like him. Yeah. I thought this was on something. He's just a fool, a goof. I don't want to be with this guy, but no, he's just a demon. And Big Mom definitely would have wanted him as an in-law, I think. Until he tried.
Because he would have been the king.
Yeah.
Because at the time he was just a prince, right? Before the dad was killed.
Katakuri better keep an eye on him, man. I'm saying you and your brothers gotta jump and try to do something.
What do you think is happening with Yamato and the cover story? Because the sword has now been stolen once more.
You know, when I was listening to you in the background, I was doing some stuff, but I was hearing you reading that. I just realized, Yamato, you stayed back to protect. You're failing miserably. Everything is going wrong. Like we've been doing this for like 20 chapters by now, nearly.
It's like she's not taking it seriously, and with like who her dad is, her backstory, it seems a little bit out of character.
Yeah, out of character, and Oda, you really dropped the ball. I didn't really care too much about Yamato Joiner, and I wasn't as passionate as other people.
I'm on the other side. You already know.
But now I'm just like,
she should have been on the crew. Oh god.
I never really, honestly, it's gotten to the point where when Jinbei joined, I didn't really think we needed anybody else to join. Especially once we had a Grand Fleet, I felt like, we really don't need more to join the main crew. I never cared that much way back then. But I still, despite me not caring much about that, I still know that Yamato, it makes no sense why she wouldn't be on the crew. And if her to stay back to protect Wano and then you're not protecting it, it's like, are you making her character look dumb and just horrible?
It's almost like incompetent.
Yeah, very incompetent. You should have just stuck with I don't know, man. Just the goofy stuff. Something. She's not good at being a diplomat or I don't know, something just goofy and funny, but not all the serious shit going on. That doesn't make sense. Maybe once, one of the things that we've seen that's going on in the background, maybe one of those things, just one. But everything else she should be dealing with, pretty much.
I mean, getting the sword stolen just means that you're extending this cover story. This cover story is already 17 chapters long. How much longer are you gonna... I don't know.
What do you think is even going on? I'm gonna have to look at all the cover stories, but
I think it's just like there is some sort of there's some sort of like lingering aspect of either CP0. There's some lingering aspect of maybe like Kaido's crew that is still on the island of Wano causing trouble because they're kidnapping people, kidnapping children. They're taking swords. They're interfering with the building process. So the one architect, he was taken. I don't quite know. It feels off.
yeah, very much so.
So, oh well, the legendary sword got stolen during nap time. Aw, shucks.
Like, bruh, I'm tired of you Wano folks, man. All of you guys are just so garbage at everything. Everybody, I'm talking about antagonists and just regular people. You're all just so trash.
Yeah.
Like Odin's father, you're garbage. You're garbage. Like,
Trash.
what's going on with everybody here, man? Damn, it's annoying. Do you think we're gonna? Well, I mean, obviously we do have some more characters that are to be introduced. So if Loki isn't the man with the mask, I mean with the eye patch, um, and obviously we got the man marked by flames, and whoever was blacked out on that one double
Holy
spread.
Knight. Yep. Well, who we assume to be a Holy Knight. I should speak for myself.
I'm always intrigued when the mangaka can introduce like new characters way later and make them notable. It's kind of hard to do, especially when people want to see other people from the past that hasn't gotten enough focus, but you can still balance it out. So we'll see.
I would agree with that to a certain extent. My only kind of kickback against that is Robin has been almost seemingly to me designated as the narrator. Like, I know that she's never been really like a combat heavy, but she hasn't had a focus in I don't know how long.
No, I agree with you. I'm not saying that I like when previous characters don't get shine and new ones do. I'm saying that
No, but you
I
said
like to
like
see
people
when
get
mangaka
upset
can
they don't
balance it.
get
Yeah,
like focus on the characters that they should get, and I'm in that boat.
exactly. Yeah, I'm in the boat too. But I was saying that it needs to be a balance of new characters introduced, focus on them, but you're supposed to prioritize the previous ones first.
And then another thing that I noticed is there is a giant sword
Yeah, I noticed
sticking
that too.
through the ground
Yep.
of Yggdrasil.
King Arthur, lift the sword. Somebody's sword. I guess somebody is
um,
notable. I don't think it's Loki's sword though.
do you think it was like the god or the deity or like the giant that was actually named Elbath? Because then they named their
Hmm.
warrior country after him.
I believe so. Hmm.
And you know what would actually be
Oh.
really cool about that? Let's tie it back into a theory that we had earlier that you told me about. If the Nika Nika no Mi is supposed to be passed down from giants because it's
Mhm.
supposed to make giants even larger in the Gear 5 form, that would make sense how they could then wield that unruly blade. That thing is as tall as Yggdrasil.
Yeah.
You can't have no giant that can use that.
Hmm. So this goes back thinking: is Joy Boy a giant?
I think so. I think he is like,
Do you
well,
think he changes his size because Emith was bigger than him? I don't think Emith is that
he
big.
was, but I don't. I think that was base form, Joy Boy. Like he might have been able to get a Gear 5 form that was huge.
Oh, I was thinking that he was a giant, so like a giant race
No, I think it
with
was
Gear
both. I
5.
think he was both a giant, So, like, technically, he could have been part of this royal line.
So he can shrink.
He might have been an actual giant descendant of the throne for
That really
Loki.
makes Loki even more like Loki, where it's like, man, I had the birthright of being next in line to get
For
to
me,
be the
it's
sun
like the
god.
tongue out. It's like, ha 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 ha
I
ha
could have been the
ha ha.
celestial dragon, and my father, my father, my father, my father. I had
My
the
father's a
birthright.
lawyer. My father's a lawyer.
I really do want him to have the actual Gomu Gomu no Mi. That would be hilarious.
I think it would work well narratively too. It would be hilarious, but yes, I think narratively it just works.
Yeah, I think it's better because then if he did have like a sun like devil fruit, then we have like four characters with like fire based fruits. So you got Luffy, Akainu, Sabo, and then Loki at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's an issue, but like I don't mind another malleable devil fruit like a Katakuri and Luffy, quote
Yeah.
unquote. And it just fits the One Piece comedy, like when he realizes, like, yo, I'm not even. Oh, okay, interesting. So I'm basically inferior to you. That would really
Mm-hmm.
piss him off too. He would destroy that damn that damn nation.
So, if the Nika Nika no Mi has been passed down for generations between the royal family of giants, do you think, obviously, that would imply that there is a reasoning for that? What do you think might be the reason, or like why were they tasked with it? Was that like the initial dream of Joy Boy? Was Nika Nika actually like a giant god
Wait a minute.
that then passed it down through the generations?
Another thing though, the devil fruits reincarnation process. So what do they do? Do they like do something like whatever Blackbeard did to Whitebeard? Because how do
That's
you
what I was
keep it?
thinking. Yep.
Mm.
So we
So
might get the answer to that finally in this arc.
right. Oh yeah, true. I think we're gonna learn a lot in this arc, like a lot of historical stuff because Elbath, like it just makes sense. And then Saul, we still gotta go where he's at, and Robin and her reunion with him.
Yeah, and plus I love Norse mythology. I'm pretty sure you do too. It's so
I'm not too in
vivid.
the know of it,
I
but I
don't
do
know a
like
lot
it.
of it, but I do love it.
Um, hmm. Yeah, I guess they did, or maybe it has something to do with the tree. But I think it's most likely they did whatever Blackbeard did.
Hmm.
Damn, Loki. I can't wait to see the backstory though. I really can't because I feel like the fact that he even did that is like you were already in line for it, or you should have been if you wasn't such a fucking dick. But at the same time, you wouldn't have gotten it either. I don't think. Well, actually, no, he probably.
Do you think Harjin was the first in line?
Mm, I think he's probably second, but he also just didn't care and left.
You think Harjin was second in line?
Yeah, I think Loki was first. It's just he was so damn.
Well, it said the king had another official child known as the Accursed Prince. We know that to be Loki. So that means that there had to be someone to precede Loki, correct?
I guess if you say another, like another, yeah, another child. That means like also if maybe. I mean, well, because and then we don't know the ages of them really either. But Hardigan, we seen wasn't he in Big Mom's backstory? Or am I getting that mixed up? I remember seeing him.
He might have been. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that.
I think he was. So he's around Big Mom's age. Well, nah,
No, he'd have to be older than her, I would think.
yeah, like older by like he was a kid, but yeah, he was maybe like
20,
100
30
and
years.
something.
Yeah.
Maybe. Harvey he said, "Fuck that! I'm gonna be a navigator. I'm out." And then the other son, yeah, I'm a demon. And, oh shit! Well, both my sons, they just.
Why do you think
Nope.
Harjin left?
I think
He seems like a pretty stand-up guy. I don't think he would be a person to like, you know, kind of disregard his official duties as like the king of Elbaf. I mean, he could be a D-clan member. He could be, you know, wanting just his freedom. But
Yeah, I think he just wanted to go to the seas because I think it could just be as simple as like out of respect to his father and his nation. He's like, I understand, but I want to go out because it seemed like Elbaf, those warriors were very much caged in around that area a lot.
maybe he was expecting to come back and get the fruit.
Maybe it is dad.
And Loki
dead.
usurped him before.
Could be. And then he was too strong. He said, "You know what? Fuck that. I'm out again." I think he's gonna join in his next adversary, which is Luffy.
Do you see the tattoos that are on Loki's shoulders / arms?
Loki.
Looks kind of like a bird, so maybe like a phoenix motif.
Or what if there is another son in the store? Let me see. Or Ragnar. Just think of any name because Oda he does shit like that too.
Watch Vinland Saga, guys.
Oh yeah, I did see those tattoos. Yep, I noticed them. They remind me of something else too. Damn.
It kind of reminded me of like Marco a bit.
I'm thinking.
Could you
Marco...
imagine a giant with the phoenix devil fruit?
Hell no.
That would be
That's
incredible. That would be incredible. Can't be physically damaged. If they have any sort of like conqueror hockey inherent in their bloodline, man.
Yo, this dude looks so cool though. Oda, you really killed it with this design.
I did see on Twitter, it was either yesterday or the day before, and that's why I named the stream like I did. But it was just like Oda silhouette versus reality. It's like the you've been reverse catfished. This is better than expected.
Everyone was laughing and smiling. See, that's why it makes more sense. He makes more sense with that motif of Nika Joy Boy stuff versus fucking Kaido. What was the point, Oda?
Do you think Luffy now has inherent like sun or fire powers? Like I know he can stretch. I know that he can, you know, create something out of nothing, seemingly.
I mean, technically,
but do you think he has like? Do you think he has like fire capabilities to like almost kind of similar to Ace, how he can shoot fire or create fire?
Didn't since Richmond Island when you did Red Hawk.
At the time, I thought that was more so like friction based because of the speed that the strike was coming at. Red Rock, I have less to explain about that. But yes, Red Hawk, I always thought that was more so like the friction and like the speeding up.
Maybe that's just because back then we used to just think of it like that.
Mm-hmm.
But now it can be easily explained like, oh, okay, fire. But I see what you mean though, because his fruits, it was like, it's not really about the fire. It's about like just the freedom, the rhythm, the drums, him just doing a whole bunch of crazy, ridiculous shit, which is pretty cool. I do like that. It doesn't have to be very on the nose. But to answer your question though, I think yes. I think Oda knows. Okay, well, technically, I think I have to have him use fire in a way, but
well, this battle could unlock even a further upgrade for Luffy to where if he
might
can
be like
use fire
Marco's.
consistently, moving on.
I think the fire would be kind of like Marco's, where it's like
a healing aspect or something like that.
That, or just coating things and like kind of just not as destructive, I guess. I don't know, like fire that's kind of I don't want to make it seem like Naruto with the Nine Tails chakra, but like something like that kind of.
You know, that's where I was going, so you read my mind.
But Oda, don't do that necessarily, or don't have him coat a whole fucking
Straw Hat Crew.
Yeah, like I mean, like I'm not saying it's horrible. You know, some people do. Oh my God, this is so garbage. Oh my God, like, it's not that bad. But at the same time, I
It
don't
wouldn't be
really
that
want to see
bad,
nothing
but it
like that.
wouldn't be that great either.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like okay, okay, that's cool to see. I mean, I could just easily seen some fan art of them, which I already have seen fan art of the Straw Hats with Gear 5 hair and stuff. But
Hmm.
hmm, yeah, that sword there. I also seen like some cannons on the left side of the island.
Yep.
Do you think there's even more? Do you think there's another or a few other mystery people on this island, even
Um,
that are not giants?
I can't remember where I saw it, but someone was speculating that the what's the race of people that Leo is from? The
The
Tantatas.
Tontatas.
They were theorizing that the Tantatas, because they're kind of based off of a fairy-esque motif, how they're out of sight, out of mind, but that's because of how fast they move. When they brought up absinthe previously that the Straw Hat Crew and the Giants were drinking, and they called it the green fairy juice, they
Right.
were saying that there could have been a Tantata like rebellion, or like this could also have been the original home of the Tantatas, and they could
Mhm.
have that whole kind of like David versus Goliath motif
Right.
going on against the Giants. So they could be at ends, and they could be living, either underground in the shadows. They're too quick for the Giants to reasonably locate and then eliminate.
Usopp is the hero of the Giants and the Tontatas. He's the one that links them both together. Hmm.
Yep. So,
Also, do we still don't know who the hell this person was that was waiting on Straw Hats to get there?
mm, I
I
don't
don't think so.
think so. No.
That's interesting. Hmm.
So that is one of the mystery people also on the island.
Shiki?
Um,
Is it you?
I think it is Shiki. If it's not, fine. But Oda,
And why
you,
are
you
you
fooled
here?
us again. um, there wasn't
Hmm.
really anything else, like narratively speaking, of why we needed to go to Elbaf, right? Like, obviously, Usopp wanted to go there. It was the next stop on the roadmap. But there wasn't really like a narrative reason for us to be here, right?
Um, nah. It was just that we so happened to go down this route, and this is one of the last islands before the
That's
whatever
what I
the next
thought.
one's.
Okay.
And then just Oda kind of hyping it up himself. I think that's probably why people always talked about it.
Sure.
Hmm. So Saul, probably Shiki, maybe somebody else. Um, the thing is arc. I think Oda. I really feel like he's gonna be in his bag. He's gonna go 3 for 3. He's gonna go Egghead, Elbaf, or whatever the next arc is. I think he's gonna land that one as well. He gotta get back on the streak.
I'm liking Elbaf so far. It's a bit of a slower burn than Egghead. Egghead, it just hit the ground running.
Yeah.
And not to say that's a bad thing, but typically speaking, I do like to get a little bit more drama to start an arc, and then you can kind of cool it down after that. But there's writing styles that differ between the arcs, and I like them each for different reasons.
I will say I like that we wrapped up that whatever the delusional roadie arc very quick. It was just 2 chapters really, or 3.
Yeah, nice and the quimple, nice and simple, quick, easy. But yeah, it was. I think it was just long enough that it needed to be. It threw the fandom for a loop there for a little bit, because he had a couple of break chapters, he had a couple of hiatuses thrown in between, but it was good. It did not overstay its welcome, and I appreciate that.
Right. Hmm. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say other than make sure you guys go over to Mugen Eclipse which is our dual reaction channel, in about an hour and a half as we react to chapter 227 of Undead Unluck. As always, I want to thank Vonte for joining me today. Welcome Goji YouTube in the chat. I think you might be subscribed. I'm not quite sure. But this is the 100th video on my channel, and I was at 98 subscribers when I started the stream. I have not checked currently. So if you're watching this in post, thank you so much for watching this far. But consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. I will try to be more consistent. One Piece kind of gets the short end of the stick now that we're watching Dawn to Dawn every Thursday, but I will try to be here as my schedule allows it. Anything else you want to say about these 3 chapters or just in general before we get out of here?
Loki versus Luffy. I'm ready for it. That's it.
Loki, I'm ready for Loki versus Luffy. All right, guys, I don't have an outro, so goodbye.
Peace.